All right. What is up, gang? Um, my routine is all messed up today. Like normally I'd go out and run right now, but I went and did some boxing at a place I hadn't been 2 days ago. And man, it was a heck of a boxing environment. Like it was like the air was real still in there and something I look at, something I realize now. So when I was there and I was doing some drills, the guy instructing me, he was like, yeah, he'd show me something and he'd be like, yeah, do this for a round or two. And I'd be like, okay. Well, I interpreted him saying round or two as like work around the bag or around whatever the item was twice. And like that would only take like 20 seconds. So I just kept going. It wasn't until the end when I got in there and was hitting mitts, I realized he had a clock going. He had like a round timer going that would ding and stuff. And it's just I don't know. But anyways, I ended up like just working up a huge sweat. And since most of my training is MMA, I don't train with shoes. And in boxing, they use shoes. So I'm wearing just normal tennis shoes in there. Yo, when I'm done, I literally take my shoe and can turn it upside down and water pours out. It was unreal. I lost 8 pounds of sweat at that practice. And it was awesome. I feel great today, especially now that I've rehydrated and everything. My body feels really loose. But where I was going with all this is I've got less than a 5K to run. Cody, cut it out. I got less than a 5K to run, and I wanted to knock it out yesterday, but my shoes were soaked. So I was like, yesterday morning, I was like, man, they're still wet. I'm gonna set them out in the front, like outside in the sun, so that they dry out, and then I would run today. Well, we had a huge storm yesterday, so my shoes got drenched even more. They got rained on, and I did find them yesterday. After it rained, I was like, oh crap, and I brought them in. And I put them on like my back porch where they stay under the porch. But as you can imagine, it was like raining all day and it's kind of like muggy out. So my shoes are still soaked and I'm not running right now. And I only got like 2.78 miles to knock out this little challenge I'm doing. But we'll get to it when we get to it. What I wanted to share today, I've talked with a couple people about in real life or whatever. And watching all of Sandhagen stuff, Sandhagen names his egos. Um, and I would describe egos in this situation or context as his negative personality traits or personality traits he doesn't want to use. When I first heard him say this, I was almost like, huh, this is interesting. It's like he's embracing a spirit of multiple personality disorder in a way. And so to give example of kind of what he's doing. So he's the number 2 bantamweight fighter in the world. And say he goes running, 3 times a week. And every time he goes, he does 5 miles. I'm just making something up. But on this one day, he's feeling lazy and he's like, man, Corey, and he's talking to himself in his head. He's like, man, Corey, you're the number 2 bantamweight in the world. You've been at the top for right here forever. You can just run 3 miles a day. You don't have to run 5. He names that guy. I don't remember what the name was, but we'll say he names that guy Joe. And he's like, Joe is that lazy voice in my head. And he's like, I have to tell Joe, no, we're not going to listen to you. We're not going to be lazy. That's why you're only the number 2 bantamweight and not the number 1. The one that connected to me the most, though, as he described it, was like being angry or irritable. And I don't think he gave a context to it, but it's like, say he's at home and he's just doing whatever. And I'm sure we've all gone through this, a wife or a girlfriend, or if you're a girl, a husband or boyfriend is nagging at you or asking you why you did something or why you didn't do something. And it's just hitting you the wrong way and it's getting on your nerves and you can feel yourself getting frustrated. He calls that one Samson, and he's like, yo, you're not coming out, Samson. I'm not going to listen to you right now. Maybe in a couple hours when I'm at practice and I want to be aggressive. He's like, but you got to know your place. Right now is not where you interact with the people I love. And that just rolled off my tongue. Like I just made that up. Right now is not where you interact with the people you love. Oh, I like that. I'm going to start using that. But I've been thinking about this whole this whole idea of naming them. And so pretty much everything I've shared with y'all now is kind of where I was like, wow, he's kind of embracing multiple personalities. But then he said something really smart, and I'm going to apply. Hey, Cody. Sorry, yo, my dog goes crazy sometimes. Um, so he's embracing the multiple personalities, but then what he says is, he says it in a different way, but I'm going to use my own words because it's relatable for me. It's easier in life to hold someone else accountable. So think about just think about if you're watching the news and then you go to work or you go to wherever you have social interaction with people, and all these people are commenting on political situations or whatever, environmental situations, social situations. Everyone's got all of these opinions, but their opinions are based off everyone else's actions. And most of the time, these people aren't really doing any action of their own. They're just sitting on their couch all day. They're at work for 8 hours, and then they come home and they sit for another 6 hours, and then they just repeat it. We get lost in our mind, and we judge everyone else. And it's easy to say, oh, that person should have done this, and oh, that person should have done that. It's hard to hold yourself accountable. It's hard to look in the mirror and realize, well, I'm not doing that. Or something I feel like in life we're all going to run into. We have a strong feeling about something until we are in that situation and we realize it's not as black and white as what we think it is when we're sitting on the couch in the luxury of our own home. So with that idea of being able to say someone else is doing something wrong, when you've got your bad personality traits as another person, it's easy to address them because you don't feel like you're attacking yourself. You feel like it's another entity in a way. And man, I thought that was really, really smart. I'm kind of trying to implement it a little bit. I don't think it's something that I can just implement immediately. Just being able to recognize when my personality is shifting, I think would be valuable for me as a person. I think it'd be valuable for a lot of people as a person, whether they're a fighter or an athlete of any sort, just being able to recognize when their personality is shifting. So I guess that's where I'm at on that right now, is just trying to recognize personality shifts and then call them out. But man, I just think that's really, really smart. And since I'm not running, I guess I'm going to make a couple videos this morning. But y'all have a good one. So in this one, Sandhagen, he named his egos. So when he feels his personality shifting or giving him advice that he doesn't want, such as he doesn't have to work out, or he's getting cranky and he's thinking of saying something smart to someone, he can address them in his head because it's like a whole different person. And it's easier to hold someone else accountable. It's easier to hold someone else accountable rather than holding yourself. So by personifying these traits, it becomes easy to put accountability out. Pretty cool stuff.